Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
What fi money in no money, what fi at you in no at you. Go fi money missing we in the your little rat you. Use the youth them money waste and must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money girl and say that it's not you. On the head the man above him up him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of it.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption cease.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't put me again. Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You that chop line and a resort to crime. You can't put me again.
Come me say dig up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promise it none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth them rough and they down in our river. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like people themselves.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the jerk man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
How them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't put me again. You can't put me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't put me again.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.
Good morning, good morning. It is Monday, the 9th of December. And we're back on TikTok. Good morning to TikTok. Good morning, Instagram. Kathy, good morning. Thank you for joining to my community of party and all my family members. Platform moderators, membership holders, dear subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome wherever you are joining from. RJ, Marcia Thomas, Debbie Jarvis, TV, Sunshine, real sweet. Jason Kane. Good morning, Marcia Este. Good morning. Annie Jones. Good morning. Good morning. Abina Sarkodi. Good morning. Yvonne Riley. Christine Gilbert. Good morning. Good morning. Rosemary Samuels. Norman Ferguson. Good morning. Marcia Thomas. Sharon Bernard. Vincent Dinham. Good morning. Karen Wagwan, bro. You all right? Good morning. Good morning. Sheena Kelly. Good morning. Violet Watson. Good morning. Tony Tall. Good morning. Long time no see. How you do? I know you're always listening anyway. The Unstoppable One. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, all, and welcome, Mr. Friend. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. Give us some support by liking and sharing the live, please. You know, because we have people business to mind this morning. Richard Reed. We're still on the integrity crisis of the government. I mean, the integrity of this government is in a bottleneck. We don't know what will come out or when it will come out, but certainly we're expecting more integrity debacle tomorrow, because usually after a report is sent over by the Integrity Commission, they normally do such tabling on a Tuesday. So we're looking forward to see the tabling of more investigation report tomorrow, which could spark a deepening in the calamity debacle of this government, Christopher. But while everybody rub them teeth with stew tick and fire coal to laugh after Andrew disaster, we will continue to remind you the rolling disgrace of this Prime Minister, Joan Dawkins. I know we're not going to start feasting in Jamaica because he said, remember, so now go walk on Barber Green carpets, you know. Your Prime Minister is spending almost 50 billion across your country, Barber Greening and carpeting your roads. But what I can guarantee you is those carpeted Barber Green will end up in a calamity months after. How much of the 45 billion, or say 50 billion, because it's around 50 billion. How much of the 50 billion will we actually see going into repairing or upgrading the infrastructure of our roadways? And we're not talking about just the Barber Green, you know. We're talking about culverts and columns and drainage, because less all of those, you cannot have a durable road structure in the belt that we sit in, because we're always going to have rain. We always have heavy vehicle pulling heavy things. So if we road them down built to face pressure, if they're not built durable, then couple months it's going to be the same problem, because two of the biggest problem when they claim to them fix the road, very little tar, very little asphalt, an awful amount of marl and gas oil. Because you see, when they use the gas oil and cover the marl, all they have to do is lay a thin layer, because them fool you say it's well asphalt. But the issue is the marl and the gas oil. Half the time you hear our government say them a fix road. It's Marlon gas style. So that's why at all times, Brennan Adams, when rain fall, we end up back in the same crisis all over again because the water wash off the gas oil on the mall. But given that it's 50 billions, 50 billion to spend across the country. I mean, if our road infrastructures are to be done properly, 50 billion Prime Minister cannot fix 2 parish, given the state of the country. 50 billion cannot fix 2 parish. If you want to talk about resurfacing road structure across Jamaica, put road on dirt track where we are walk on forever, see a road where car I drive down the dirt track there forever. Brenda Elson. 50 billion is not enough, Norman Ferguson, for two parish in Jamaica. So I think we sit down and wait in the Prime Minister is to see how you elasticate the 50 billion and how far across the country that 50 billion is going to reach, given the amount that's going to go into slippage of looting and shooting and kickbacks. Lessons in my life. So we now go to run and be joyous and glad. So the Prime Minister declare our roadways as a national emergency. If Darrell Vaz never tell you, say, it's a national emergency, you never hear the cries of Jamaica people all this time. You refuse to hear the cries of Jamaica people all this time. You are the Prime Minister who rolled back on our road maintenance budget. You roll back on our road maintenance budget, you know, and you never see or heard of the calamity. The very same thing that you're planning to run around the country campaigning and look at your roads, look at how well we've done with your roads. To date, Prime Minister, we have been told from November last year. From November last year, we were told, we were promised spark, we were promised walk and talk, we were promised reach and preach. All of what you could have pulled out of your crocus bag, because your promise bag a crocus bag, you know, Prime Minister. You not come up to the promise out of purse yet. You still have promised us out of crocus bag. And look at the very thing that you were planning to run across the country campaigning and you have failed. You never even maintain it. Look at your highway up at St. Thomas and all sort. Bus stop and hollow and all of that. The bridges, Prime Minister, and the gully slippage in a St. Andrew alone, Prime Minister, how far you think your 50 billion can go in a Juliet Cockburn-Finn constituency, the amount of broke down and packed down and disaster in a Cockburn-Finn constituency? How far? Have you ever come to St. Elizabeth where men drown in hole, Prime Minister? Prime Minister, have you been to St. Elizabeth where we have enough pothole to drown men? And you think your $50 billion is really even Prime Minister, if you could manage to fool us before our next general election, you still believe that that 50 billion email is enough to fool with. And everybody are going to run and say, Prime Minister give a road, Prime Minister give it $20,000, Prime Minister thief 3 million, and we're happy for Prime Minister. Carlene Richards, Carlene Jones, good morning. Because they said, even though Prime Minister thief 3 trillion, him and him friend them. Portia Simpson after him friend them help thief at it too. Mass control. Even though the Prime Minister and him friend them thief $3 trillion. But never mind. It's a caring government who gave us 20,000. This caring government is also spending tant amount of money on your road. This government has upped the thing by creating water shop across your country. In modern day, we're having black tanks and you call them water shop. I mean, we were having metal tanks in the 80s. We never called them water shop. It was just called the school tank or whatever tank it was. Norman Ferguson, how you doing? But now, tank is a new thing called water shop. I remember in the 80s, there was them do the repiping in our community. Them take out the little iron pipe, them what did the farm back then, and them put in these big old PVC. It was blue then. Them big old PVC pipe. The size of those pipe, we could actually go through the pipe, how it big. But since all of them gone in there done, our community is not getting water. Empress Deb Barron Jones. The community still not get water because Christopherton moved with pump. And nobody in a central or local government think that the pump in our community that was pumping water from a spring and a supply St. Elizabeth with a lot of water, or at least Southwest St. Elizabeth. Christopher Tufton mashed it up 2011. And that's it. That's it. Look at the situation with water in a Westmoreland where Matthew Samuda take on the water and divert from Ono to hotel. This government thing to say, campaigning about good mash-up road and campaigning about $20,000 to confuse people is of any benefit to Jamaicans. But I want to ask the People's National Party something. Are you quiet on the usage of how Andrew Holness uses the NHT money to go around embarrassing people? Or is it that the People's National Party, Colin Morning, is planning to run this social housing narrative when they come in? Because Andrew Holness go around. Listen, those of us who live at foreign know. Dwayne Hutchins, how are you? I and many of us live in foreign in government resident. Here we call them council house. In America, they call them the projects or whatever. But it's government rented social housing. And the honest, you think to say government Ransford McLean, our local authority, in giving us, renting us our local government property, you think they can put weapon camera and embarrass you? You think them have to sign up so them voting for the government will assist them in getting a social housing house? Run, Perry. This Andrew Holness social housing is totally embarrassment to Jamaicans. Because if Andrew Holness to help you, and Andrew Holness cannot gazette you over the world, you now get help. Andrew Holness, the blogger, if Andrew Holness can get him social media props out of it, if Andrew Holness can get him optics out of it, all right. If it's government social housing, Prime Minister, prospective power, say you give somebody in a St. Elizabeth house, why do you have to leave all the way from Kingston, dirty man, big nose, dunce, illiterate man, to go hand over one key? If it's not, Prime Minister, about PR and optics, you have to behave yourself in a TikTok, just let me back on to that. I mean, I want TikTok go picking me up because I hate to be pushed into a corner, and TikTok knows that I don't like the naughty step because I'm rebellious. So, take time and see what TikTok are going with. If it's not for PR and optics, why is it that the Prime Minister goes around the entire country embarrassing Jamaicans and say, look, I've taken them out of squalor? Prime Minister, a lot of Jamaica is squalid. Social housing, Prime Minister, is about making enough affordable house to rent and buy so Jamaicans can rent them and buy them across the country. You running around the country using the NHT money to buy vote, to coerce poor people, Prime Minister, to vote for you, to coerce people in the community to vote for you because Prime Minister is giving out house. You turn poor relief now, Prime Minister. Overnight. How much can you undo? Overnight, you turn from Prime Minister to poor relief boss. When you're not a thief, you're poor relief boss, or you tell lie, or you make content. What is it, Prime Minister? Because as far as I'm concerned, when a Prime Minister is elected to run a country, that it's sole job. Nothing else. You don't have time for yourself, Prime Minister, because we employ you on a 24-hour basis. If whatever broke round us at night time, we have a responsibility to look forward to you, to take control and give direction. It's what leadership does, Prime Minister. When a Prime Minister is leading, a Prime Minister doesn't lead 9 to 5. A Prime Minister leads 24-hour. Andrew Holness. Run Wonders, how are you, bro? But are we getting such leadership from a Prime Minister who got 3 companies, 28 bank accounts, case in the court, full-time studies, whole heap of girlfriends, running around the country, doing nothing, running so many different ministries and departments? Jamaica, I don't see the joke. Come on, Jamaica. Oh, no, don't see a joke this is all about. The fact that Andrew Holness can take up so much, hold on so much, but still have the time to do so much outside of that, still have the time to run around the country doing nothing. Human rights don't exist at Jamaica, Colleen. It really doesn't. And this is why it bothers me that the People's National Party under Mark Golden can't stand up and jam it into the public head that this government must stop the lie about social housing, because it's really not social housing. What is going on is vote buying. What is required with the NHT money, Sean, is for the government to build schemes or apartments affordable across the country. And Jamaicans can rent them affordable. That Prime Minister brings money back into the NHT coffers for the government to continue to build houses and apartments. And so the social housing galangin, but you know, the work and buy vote Prime Minister because it's coming upsetting now. It's becoming very, very, very upsetting, embarrassment, and shows that this government, this Prime Minister, have too much idle time. Pan in hand. Sean Smith, how you look? Mass control. Too much time pan in hand. I, the dog, worry sheep. Have you not seen the Prime Minister going around the country worrying sheep? I, the dog, Prime Minister, worry sheep. And that is what you continue going around the country doing, worrying sheep. Your mouth is what is taking you down. Because rather than act like the thief you are, every day you present yourself to us like you're nobody from somewhere or Prime Minister. You emerge from the ghetto. What you failed to do, Prime Minister, is leave the ghetto behind you. You're Romisha the same, you know. Pandoc. You can take the Walton Park ghetto and the Spanish Town Cumberland Road ghetto to the highest boardroom, Prime Minister. If the ghetto is tied to them, you will have to entertain the ghetto in the boardroom. And that is what Ramesh and Andrew Holness brings. Ghettoization of the boardroom. Is it not? Has your Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, not ushered in ghettoization into the boardroom? Never before have we had a Prime Minister in such a waddle of integrity crisis. A Prime Minister who cannot for years have his statutory declaration signed off. A Prime Minister who ran to the court to say, look, force them to tell me good, Prime Minister. The court says, no, we can't force them to say you're not good. If you're not good, you're not backside. All good is what they're saying, Prime Minister. You don't understand it that way, though. But it is that. We know you don't understand it, you know. But it is that. Just like how Shia, we have to give and take with Shia, because Shia haven't got a clue. Have you mind there? Shia haven't got a clue of what is going on. Because Shia says she welcomed the decision. My dear, if you don't understand something, you will either welcome it or hate it. I saw it when you don't understand something. You either welcome it or you hate it. Hold on, make a drink water there, you know. Because I want to chop off your eyebrow this morning to see if it will do anything about your hair.
Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where
supports democracy is the important word here, Miss Dixon. What we not try to do with we, you know? We not try to tell we say. When Andrew Holness says something, it's true. When Andrew Holness tell a lie, it's true. When Andrew Holness steal, he's been honest. Miss Dixon, you said you're happy with the court decision Are you prepared to come out here and explain to us, Miss Dixon, what you thought you understand? Or let me help you, Miss Dixon. If this is what you welcome, then of course we know you're not a understand. But I'll explain, I'll let the lawyer, the Integrity Commission, head counsel, explain to you. And then if you welcome the ruling, after that, my dear, you are on our side, Miss Dixon, aren't you?
Oh, that's not a decision. That's just agreeing with somebody else's decision and supporting it. And the judge said, but it affects the fact that you support it affects reputation. They're both bound up together. So if I'm going to be allowing a challenge to the director's decision, I should also allow a challenge to the commission's agreement with it in substance. So that's the one thing that they allowed. She allowed. But the remaining three things, which were the big fight in the case, were the applications for orders, technical commandants, orders to force directors and commission to do certain things. Those were the orders that were strongly contested, and the judge dismissed them. As you mentioned, they sought an order to compel the relevant director to recommend the exoneration of the Honorable Prime Minister. And the judge agreed with us that that's not something that had any chance of success. Dismissed that application. They sought applications to direct the Director of Investigation to examine his annual declarations, two of his annual declarations. And the judge pointed out the problem is not that he didn't examine them. The problem is that having examined them, he came to certain conclusions. That's why they could not be finalized and could not be accepted.
Let me pause here and respond to DJ Architect. Nothing the court will be able to do to give Andrew a clean bill of health. This court, where the court decision, wherever it goes next year, does not give Andrew a clean bill of health. Therefore, it will not assist him going forward in the election. It will not assist him to clear up his credibility. The bigger part of this judicial review, what Andrew wanted, it's to force the Integrity Commission to say the Prime Minister has done nothing wrong. The Prime Minister has a clean bill of health, as well as forcing them to sign the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. Okay. The court cannot and will not do that. It's not within the remit of their supervisory jurisdiction. It's not an appellate jurisdiction where they have the power to change the entire decision that is before them. It's a supervisory position where they're looking at the process that was used to reach the decision. Andrew Holness will still have to provide the information outstanding if he wants his statutory declaration to be verified. As me say, me want to conk him and him liar them, because when they take the case to court, the lawyers should have known that what if they advised him, or what Andrew Holness point a gun at them and say, I want you to go in front of the court and said, they knew it wouldn't work, especially for the ones that got struck down. They knew as lawyers it will not work. That's why I'm convinced the Prime Minister held a gun to his lawyer's head. Whether be him or the company, I don't know which one do it, but somebody point something at those lawyers to go to the court and embarrass themselves. So no amount and nothing of this case will do anything to smooth over the fact that our Prime Minister is a thief, or Prime Minister is a criminal, or Prime Minister has been investigated for illicit enrichment, or Prime Minister has been referred to for criminal investigation for financial fraud. Prime Minister, a looting and shooting minister. Nothing of this court case will help the Prime Minister to clear up the stains of looting and shooting that he's been intertwined in. Keith Matthews, Miranda Ruddock. So, Michelle Lewis Wilson. When I don't think to say it's going to buy Andrew anytime, it will just not. It will not help him in the election any way, shape, or form. He must provide the outstanding documents if he wants his statutory declaration certified. If not, it hangs over his head and he will leave government as the major crook of our country. That's what it will be, Prime Minister. And that is what you're afraid of, aren't you? John Bailey, Miranda Ruddock, how are you?
So he just said it would be hopeless to seek an order to force him to examine them. When he did, that's not a problem. And so the applications to direct the directors or the commission to do specific things, all of those were rejected by the courts. And there's no doubt why, as the judge points out at the end, having made her various rulings, the Prime Minister and the other applicants applied for leave to appeal against the judge's judgment, which again have submissions she rejected. So that's a very long summary, but
now, under the principle of judicial review, morning Sheila, that was another dumb behavior by the lawyers again. In paragraph 5, the judge make it clear. The judge says, simple put. And you thought when you hear the judge use that word, let me find the judgment and pull it up for you. When you hear a judge use the word, the law is simple put. I can find it to read the exact wording of the judge. Why is it not? Oh, then where do I have it again? I ought to have it on my desktop, isn't it? It ought to be on my desktop. But when the judge was saying to him, the law is simple put. The lawyers who went to the same law school as the judge, passes the same bar exam, and is practicing in the court, fully understand how judicial review works. Oh no, I have to go into my email to get that format that I required. Hold on, please. Hold on, because I want to get the exact wording for sure. Now, oh, Andrew Holness lawyers are dunce to turn around and ask a judge for an appeal when the judge say, simply, this is the law. Simply, this is the law. Which one am I email this thing? I'm going to find it, I'm going to find it. I don't know some dunce, but remember when we put it. Because different places it opens in a different format. And I want that format for you. Go the backside something there, man. I'm not cussing more if it cuss. I have the judgment somewhere upon here, because I want to open it. Oh, God. Poor old me. In my old age, look like me I go senile now like the Prime Minister or the Prime Minister lawyer them, because only when you go senile, you don't remember. You really don't remember how things go when you're senile. And that seems to be what is affecting our dear Prime Minister. Imagine I cannot find the judgment. I have it in loads of different things, but if I open it in that format, I'm not gonna get it. Let me see, hold on. But the judge set out the law in the simple form for Andrew Holness's team. And Andrew Holness' team still dunce enough to turn around and ask the judge if they can appeal against the nonsense, which the judge just tell them, say, the law simple is, the court cannot change the decision of a body that has given statutory power by Parliament to make a decision. We cannot replace that decision. It's simply what the judge was saying to Baba Chun Chun, but they didn't understand it one bit. They went on and asked for an appeal, which makes them even more duncer than even going to the court, because after you went there, embarrass yourself, you still turn around and ask the judge, is it okay to be a bit more stupid? Because that's all I was asking the judge. Can we test the line of stupidity to see how blurred it is? I honestly emailed this judgment to myself, and I can't find it now. I have it in many different places, but if I open it desktop, it's going to be disturbing for my eye to read. I have to read it in a wide form. And the wicked Prime Minister said him dump it in my computer, but never mind. The judge told them that is simply the law. We cannot change it. And the fool them turn around and ask, can we appeal? This is how they are afraid of the Prime Minister, because you can't be so dunce where a second-year law student is fully aware of a counsel went in court and embarrassed themselves because they're afraid to tell the Prime Minister. It is not possible to ask for that Prime Minister because the court cannot and will not do it.
No, that's actually not very long. That's very concise considering the involved nature of the role. So what happens now?
So the judge fixed a date for the first hearing. Under the law, once he grants leave, the applicants must file a claim within 14 days. That means they must file a claim by December 20. The rules also say that the judge must fix a date for the first hearing of that claim. And she's fixed January 7, which is the earliest possible date, just as the court returns from vacation. So by December 20, the applicants, assuming they're still proceeding, should be filing their claim. And then we should all be back before the judge on January 7 for her to give directions such as fixing a trial date, directing will the trial be before a full court of 3 judges or 1 judge, things like that.
Bearing in mind where dates now are, what do you think is reasonable, assuming it continues to go forward for the hearing of the full thing?
In terms of timing?
Yes. I know you're guessing, but just based on what we're seeing in terms of dates.
Well, based on what the court has done recently with other urgent matters that everyone agreed were of national importance, it would not surprise me if the court facilitated a hearing within, say, 3 months. March, April kind of timing.
Okay.
But that again is subject to attorneys' cooperation.
Yes. So overall, is the Integrity Commission and the team pleased with this ruling or not?
Well, you can test it in this way. You can test it in this way. We didn't ask to appeal.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay.
All right, gonna leave it there. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Mike Hilton talking to us there, King's Council, leading the team representing.
Let me say a few hellos before I move on. Sheila, Millicent Jones, Ladybug, Jay Foxy, Grace Linton, Catherine Happiness, Carl Paul, Lawrence Wood. Morning, all, and welcome. Thank you for joining. Celia Graves, good morning. Good morning, the Easy Jerk World morning, bro. Listen, people, don't make me run off down this morning. 233 and up on the producer, we now go 76. And now go further. This morning. 76 of you hit the like button. If you are new to Global Television and you have not yet subscribed to Debbie Jarvis TV, please do so now by hitting the link, Don Fox, in the top of the chat, Cheryl Benjamin, and subscribe to Debbie Jarvis TV. The link is in the top of the chat. If you're a new subscriber to Debbie Jarvis, when you do subscribe, you put 1 in the chat so we know that you have supported. Oh God, people, want to support the program. Support it. And no matter where I'm mad, we're continue keeping information. You know why we government them dumb we down so much for so many years? It's because of the flow of information. Wicked Dirty JBC and RGR and Glean and Observer want to have with dunce all these years that hide and protect government. Kenneth Longbridge, thank you for follow on TikTok. For all these years when I have with them down, we are keeping the information in the flow, because if I did one time when I did just worthless JBC and RGR in a fashion, the Prime Minister integrity wouldn't have been under the scope of which the Prime Minister integrity is now, because we know the Prime Minister have enough money to buy the butt sniffing and the boot licking journalistic core of Jamaica. So we know them stifle what we hear, and them stifle with democracy, and them stifle with knowledge. Therefore, with lack of knowledge politically, that's a failure of our journalists who are in bed with politicians. But this is where the judge called the lawyers, Andrew Holness lawyers, a dunce. Page 3 of the judgment, paragraph 5. The first 2 words, the judge said, dunce. Judicial review is a process. When you hear in the legal world, when somebody says to you, simple put, it means everybody in the legal spheres, operating particularly in the courts, would be, should be, and ought to be aware that is the law when it comes to judicial review. Simple put, the judge says, judicial review is a process by which the court exercises its supervisory jurisdiction over the decision of public body, inferior tribunal, and public officers. Now, let us focus here on inferior tribunal. The act that Andrew Holness is asking for, if the decision came from an inferior tribunal, then the court may have given him some of what, because the inferior tribunals could be seen as the lower courts. If it is a decision from a lower court, the judicial review can change the decision if it's from a lower court. But if it's from a public body or a public officer, such as the DPP, the Integrity Commission, and all of that, the court supervises the process to make sure that the process is right. So, Andrew Holness judicial review isn't going anywhere. The last sentence says, in performing its role, meaning the court cannot usurp the decision-making power granted to public body, tribunal, or officers by parliament through legislation. So Andrew Holness is just a bully. And his lawyers seem to be in fear of him. Cousin Marina Wagwan seem to be in fear of him. That's why they have to go in front of the court and embarrass themselves. And Dana Dixon says she Dana Dixon, Violet Watson, how are you? She Dana Dixon, happy with the report. But what I want you to do, Miss Dixon, is to give us a report on what I've asked of you, is to get a grip of the situation unfolding at, what do you want to call it? What is school name, my people? Coburn Gardens. Coburn Gardens, Miss Dixon. That should be your concern at the moment. What on earth is happening there? What is the principal, Miss Findlay, covering up? What happened in the meeting between Miss Findlay, Mr. Mignot, and the chair or the deputy chair? What happened in that meeting? Have the issue been pushed up to you? Because those are the things that we wanted to concern about, Miss Dixon. Not about the Prime Minister's fight against the Integrity Commission. We wanted to care about our schools, because violence and all sort of break away in our schools. Our children are dying. Bursa called taxi driver, have taxi driver shot at the school gate, Miss Dixon, take off with them car, and taxi driver still in a hospital, and Mr. Mignot just plumb shut him out, so. And Miss Findlay is helping to cover it up. If me never raise the issue up till now, Miss Findlay wouldn't have a meeting with our staff. So we want to know more about the issue. We want to know if Mr. Mignot is going to give a statement to the police. Get involved in what's happening in the school, Miss Dixon. That is your remit at the moment. And left out of the Prime Minister business. When you came to Parliament, Miss Dixon, you come find the Prime Minister stained up. You come find the Prime Minister stained up, Miss Dixon. No amount of anything on to come out here and say, behind the Prime Minister is not enough of the amount of us against the Prime Minister. The entire country, except for the diehard core of the Jamaica Labour Party, is against the Prime Minister. Even a vast sway of the Labour Party base, Miss Dixon, is turning against the Prime Minister. So don't come here, come try to patch up things for him, or, it's not going to get any better, my dear. As me tell him, say, call the election, Prime Minister, call it, because you're only going down that slope faster than you were before the local government election of this year, Prime Minister. I don't know what happened But since the local government election, you're just over the cliff, Prime Minister, and the speed is just developing of how you're going over the cliff. But what we thought is that you will get a push from your colleagues to, help you to get over there a bit faster. But them hanging on to you is a destruction for the entire pig pen, Prime Minister. There's a looming destruction. You think we don't want to call the election? We don't want to call in about the fear. And your fear is going to take you into a calamity where you can't come out of. Trust me. Because as I tell you, call the election now. This is the best time for you. It's the strongest you're going to be going to the polls. And you sit down and think to say, you can take a few little grain of malt and little gas oil and fool with. Little malt and little gas oil. You plan to take fool with. Because that can buy Andrew Holness a third term for the nation. Well, we never get nothing out of the 2 term what we give you. We give you a whole lot 2. And then now you have come promise with. We give you 2, you thief billions in the 2. You even broke bolt pocket in the 2. And you still want another year. And we get out of the 2, Prime Minister, is $20,000. Just few of it. Just few of it. Not the whole of it. Just few of it. Get $20,000 out of the prosperity where you promised how much years ago. $2,000 and 1 donkey. And a 1 day and a 1 donkey. We don't need 1 donkey per person, $20,000 and a donkey. That is your legacy. Mobbed by corruption and scandal, a failed prosperity, and a shriveled up donkey. Where if you now look good, if you have bad sight, you don't know the difference of the donkey and JC Hutchison. Save your bad sight. But Jamaica, for the first time, I wouldn't have a problem with police officers doing away with people who have surrendered. I really wouldn't. After understanding yesterday's incident, I wouldn't have a problem. As much as you all know I hate the police, I really wouldn't have a problem in them being extrajudicial yesterday. I just really wouldn't.
Please, I live with the fun. Please, I live with the fun. Please, officer, do your business. Please. No, please. Father God. No, officer, we're not going, officer, man. Officer, I'm better with a soldier and police officer. Please, I'm good. College, we get accepted from the college. Why is it? Officer, please. I'm married, officer, please get accepted from the officer, we are not feeling please, officer. Everything is officer. Please, you are begging, officer. Please, officer.
We are quite clear. Say, I not tie them there. When you hear bad man turn picking when they meet up on their match. When you have gun and the police have gun in us, so they want a match. Say match. I never tie gun. I never play galangin the fool. You think to say because you have a police and a soldier, brother, you must not be shot by the police? I beg your pardon, sir. Sir, I beg your pardon. You think because you have just been accepted to go to the Maritime University, and before you're out there doing pre-researches and prerequisite research and all of that, before you go to university, you pick up a gun to go and rob. And you think because you're accepted to go to university, you must be given grace to go off to university after you almost killed somebody. Some of the gangsters must face a full wrath of the law. Oh no, no innocent people picking you. Oh no, no innocent people picking it. So we now go walk and call no innocent people picking it. Innocent people picking and walk with them big long rifle there. Innocent people now go picking it our pint gun pan people for demand them money and them hard working things from them. Yesterday would have been the first time I wouldn't have much to say about the police after understanding the situation. Really wouldn't have anything to criticize the police about because criminals must meet their match. I mean, I want to sound like Andrew Holness, so they must meet their maker. But when you see the realities of life, which we always see, cherry tree, massacre here, massacre there, multiple killing, victim violence there, and all of that. When we catch them in the act, they must feel the wrath of the law. Just like how them prepare to take life, I saw it go. I saw it go. Because if we don't prepare to carry on stuff, none of we not safe. When we walk on whole all the way and find things from we, to take with things from we. What is happening in our society? Where young men think to say violence is the only way. See, when you can pick up gun, you know, when you can go pick up hoe, bucket, shovel, pickaxe, Oh, because it's easier to accumulate the money with the gun and the computer. We do not help on ourselves. So me now waste my time on social media. Talk about justice for criminals. Here, my woman said, we must shut them out because we are damn hypocrite. She said. She said, shut the damn mouth. Every day when I get up and call to, we say, hang them, hang them, hang them. But when we call on and say, on come find them guilty so we can break them neck. On say, on don't want to get involved. Shut them out, she said. If you don't want to get in the process, don't ask we to do something on our behalf, says the deputy and the acting director of public prosecution. She said, you all are hypocrites. She said, you all are asking for the death penalty. You all are hypocrites because you will not engage in the justice system as jurors to find these criminals guilty so she and the judge can have their neck broken, she said. So she said, shut up. Shut up with the hypocrisy, she said. She's only enough to ask them to do it. Until Una decides to come find them guilty, she says, she said to leave her alone. And me sister, you know, it's clear that looks like she faced it. Looks like she faced it like the giant of a woman parlor. Pothole patrol. Pothole patrol, Prime Minister. Look at your legacy, Prime Minister. Look at your failed leadership, Prime Minister. Look at how you have looted and shooted the country's budget, Prime Minister. And the country is left in holes. The country is left in puddle, Prime Minister. The country is slipping and sliding all over the whole place. Have you ever seen such bad luck of a leader? Coming like a bad luck, you know, Andrew. I can't be salt yourself, so. They say a bad luck, and you know bad luck can wash, you know, saltness can wash off of you, Andrew. Saltness can wash off. But you see, bad luck and bad mind, they are almost like they're an institution. Once you get intertwined with them two, bad luck and bad mind, there's no way out, you know, Prime Minister. And this is why you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. Have you ever heard the song, Prime Minister? I want to go higher. You know, in that, you know, you keep sinking lower. I cannot remember the time, Prime Minister. I'm short of speaking of one of your disgrace, one of your scandal, one of your debacle, one of your corruption, one of your failure, one of your lack of. So some old Prime Minister, as we would call you down in a few neck of the wood, put a bit out fraud, Prime Minister. Put a bit out fraud, Prime Minister. Just run your saucer mouth, so. Just run your saucer mouth, and at no time you can manage to support that saucer mouth where you have. Look on your country, Prime Minister. Look at your country and your oldness. Aren't you ashamed of where you have taken leadership in our country? Aren't you ashamed of the disgrace of stealing, fraud, crime, scamming, and corruption, Prime Minister, that have mobbed your leadership?
I'm declaring the road conditions a national emergency.
One clap for. No, me that just want to explain to me one clap for. Okay, me go give you the benefit of the doubt, so now clap because I'm happy so the Prime Minister actually come to the realization so we have a national emergency and an impending disaster upon our hands. Outside of that, what is there to applaud? This is not a national emergency because our honorable Prime Minister declared it to be so. It is a national emergency because of the myriad near-death experiences that Jamaicans have on a daily basis, trying to navigate the arduous and treacherous journeys, just trying to get to work, or just trying to drop a kid off at school, or just trying to get to the doctor to make a quick run to the supermarket. This has been a national emergency. The fact that Jamaica is the place where motor vehicles go to die renders this beyond a national emergency. Oh, our roads have become deplorable because of the constant rains. When has it never rained constantly in Jamaica? Everybody knows that we sit down smack in the middle of highway hurricane. Now, I'm definitely not a politician and I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. But in my novitiate mind, given the fact of our geographical location and how flood prone we are, doesn't it stand to reason that would make the requisite budgetary allocations relative to road repairs in preparation for a worst case scenario? I have traversed this strip of road from Spaldings to Burbridge on multiple occasions in recent times, and it is a crying disgrace. The lives of Jamaicans are endangered every day traveling on that piece of road.
Starla Samara on TikTok. Good morning, my darling. How are you? Are you okay? Did you sleep well last night? Starla Samara, welcome to Global Television. I hope you have given us a follow. Starla Samara. Morning, my labor right friend. Welcome. Jesus.
One section broke already and one whole truck go over there. And there's another section right now that is the grace of God alone to hold it up. Same for the strip of road from Greenville roundabout out to Spur Tree leaves much to be desired. And this is the main thoroughfare that connects Manchester to Western Jamaica because we don't have any central to west leg of Highway 2000 yet. And these are two of many pieces of road in Jamaica that are not just in need of dire repair. Hurricane season every year. Me don't remember if Omar Davis or Ardley Shaw was the Minister of Finance when they introduced an additional charge on gas tax. I think it was about 10%. And they said that this money would have been allocated to road repairs. Was that revoked? Was it rolled back? Or is that money now being incorporated with other monies to do
other things. Brother, from your left your yard, you're tired. There are some Jamaicans when I drive go for them a go daytime. I hop, then hop, skip and jump, go there. Me no know how them not have whiplash or dislocate them cervical vertebrae. When you catch home at evening time, you're tired like a dog, you feel like a suck out back juice, or feel like a truck run over you. It was than if I walk in and walk about your business. And please, for the love of God, do not come on my page trying to politicize my post. I am not an advocate for any political party in Jamaica. I am an advocate for the people. There is a major difference. We'll be much better as a country when we stop using die-heartedness to throw logic out the window, and when we stop maligning the people who ask for accountability on the part of the people that we have elected. Jamaica is a beautiful, beautiful island. We are constantly in the spotlight. We're very attractive. We have the world's attention. There is absolutely no way that we can be all that and a bag of chips. And at them road here we have the sun.
My YouTube followers, Mr. Samora was rubbing me out over TikTokers another dirty PNP. But I don't know if she run gone or whatever. But I want to say to Mrs. Samora, I have woken up so blessed this morning, my darling. If you're here to, rock the boat, you, Miss Samara, might get turned over. But over here, Miss Samara, I sent a little comment from we understand how to ride the waves, my dear. You may be listening to me for the first time. So, if you don't want to listen to the track record of my conversations about politics in our country, tough, my darling. All right? Anyway, back to the Prime Minister and his debacle. Hop, skip, and jump. One thing with Miss Pearlie grandson, when it comes to the linguistics, him very, very much 100% top on that. JLP supporters might not want to recognize the failure of their leader, Ulti Pink. The truth is, it is glaring. And we can't make up this something them, We just happens to be reporting them as media. Nothing that I said about the Prime Minister is a make-up. This very Prime Minister is in court trying to protect his criminality, if you want to call it that. Never before in Jamaica have we have to have a Prime Minister declare our roadways a national emergency, a national crisis. We've never had this before. We've never had this level of breakdown of our roadways because over the last 8-9 years, this government failed to maintain the roadways across the country. It is why it has all fallen apart. We can't help that Andrew Holness cannot be a good leader. We cannot help that Andrew Holness is not an honest leader. We cannot help that. We cannot help that Andrew continues to promise the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's really not our fault. We can talk about it though, because it is our Prime Minister who is leading our country, who has promised us to do something, and we should and ought to expect him to come through on his promises. We're not making it up. I understand how you all feel. I understand that you don't want on a poor oopsie-daisy of a Prime Minister to have a little break. But tell the Prime Minister, said do something clean so we talk about now. When are you all going to tell the Prime Minister? Prime Minister, for once, give the nation something good to talk about you. We want to talk about it, you know. Janet Brissett. We want to talk about good things of this Prime Minister. But even the Prime Minister's supporters are falling away in disgust.
Let's me lose half of you to blood clot a conference, man. You make the whole of we look like a blood clot fool. Come to think of it, you know. I think this man has sell the blood clot election to Marky G, you know. I tell you, millions him I get for sell out to the blood clot. Guys, I look at sell out, man, you know. You gone back a conference again with the light bomb clot advance on people when you tell the people them that 2 years already, man. And you a fuck up the party, you know, Mr. Andrew Holness. Right now, me I tell you make me feel shame. As a big labor rights supporter, you make me feel shame. And you know, say me a no bias man when me a blood clot talk and me not put my mouth a ground and talk when me a talk. You gone back again, can't fool the people them and tell them about light blood clot scam when you tell them it already. Do you know expect the people them that you know them bumbo clotted, you know nothing else to tell the people them? Now you going to talk about you take out GTC after that because Canada do the same blood clotting. You try to follow Canadian blood. I think you follow. Yeah? Why me don't know what's wrong with you, bro, God, but me know me say you sell out the country, brother. I sell out the country. You now build the country. I'm in a business what you want to say. Because you're going back with the same bumbo clot lie again. Go and tell the people, like, you know, expect the people, they member. So you tell them that blood clot 2 times, the third time, you tell them, you dismantle light and you win, you know, dismantle the light. You come again, you know, dismantle light and you use, but the same something again. Man, come down, man. Come down, bro, God, come down. Sorry to say, come down, man. Yeah, man. Come down, brother, up in the truck.
Up in the truck, brother, up in the truck. Now, if you listen to him, he made it clear he's a JLP supporter. Him never say him a PNP. Him never said him independent or him neutral. He said he's a labor rights supporter. I know him wanna talk. Kim attack. Rosalie attack. Your people them not turn out for vote or turn out for work for you. Rosalie say you have to walk on knock door. Rosalie say you have to walk and ring bell like rolling can for night time. Rosalie say you have to go up on stage and walk and beg. It's not we, sister. It's not PNP is saying it. So don't come over here, come mix me up, say me a PNP or me a labor right. Take the heat from the government. And the government create the mess that the Jamaica Labour Party resides in at the moment. Not me. The mess that the Jamaica Labour Party resides in. The mess we're up to the nose. When you can't even take good breath because the water will come up on the nose. The water doesn't come over on your head because your Prime Minister has to call a general election. Him have to. If he want to wind it down to September, the country will wait. The longer the worse, the longer he takes to call an election, the worse the beating. The worse the beating, the longer you take. You have to call an election. So you can't run around from social media page to social media page trying to defend the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has not yet wants to come out here and defend himself. NEPA, the environmental criminal of a Prime Minister, he still has not responded to the nation and the whole NEPA debacle, even though the NEPA chairman, no remember, even though Matthew Samuda air pan radio, even though Claudette, the acting DPP, never air, Andrew Olnett, the ultimate government minister of the environment, still hasn't spoken to us. And I'm missing, so go check the record. We don't have to lie upon the Prime Minister. Ask the Prime Minister to do something what we can talk about. Themselves to talk about good economy and talk about road and talk about social housing. Where is the road? Where is the good economy? Where is the social housing? You remember this? That was said in 2015 by some of Andrew Holness' young, shining, bright stars. But look, if what they're saying, what they said then in 2015 is not reflective of them now.
I truly believe our political system needs some fixing. Too much you hear about corrupt politicians and nothing happen. Too much you hear about politicians who take away poor people money and none of them reach in jail. And to the young people at home or wherever you are, and to all Jamaicans, I have one question for you. Take a look at your communities. Take a look at the sliding dollar. Take a look at the failing healthcare and ask yourselves, where is the progress? Where is the progress that this arrogant and disrespectful government keeps talking about? With this existing callous government, matters have gone from bad to worse.
Hold on, my people. I'm trying to get something into my WhatsApp studio. Hold on. I need to. Hold on, my peeps. Hold on. Yes, that's the one you need to send it to. Somebody just sent something to me and asked me to put this across because this is a scam going around in Jamaica and you don't want to get caught off guard by these criminals. Bear with. Let me get it on screen for you. Where's my WhatsApp? Let me bring it in the studio. I hope you can see that. Take a screenshot of that, please, my people. It is said that this is a scam going on in Jamaica, and you must be aware if you get a text, a WhatsApp like that to your phone, or from that number or any other number, make sure you take a screenshot so you are aware of the scam. Bullfrog, how are you? That of the scam that is going around, and make sure you share it with your friends and family so they're all aware of whatever scam that is current in our spheres at the moment. To the know say Christmas has come, but the know say we scammer them very skill. Do not be greedy. Do not get caught off guard. Do not be greedy and do not be caught off guard. So make sure you take a screenshot of what's on screen. I will post this to my social media platforms as well to alert people of these scammers that will be targeting your phone. Do not respond to them. Do not open any link that they would have sent to your phone, because that's how they get to shut down your WhatsApp or take over your phone or take over your social media page. Anybody send you any link in your messenger, whether it be Facebook or WhatsApp, any of your social media, especially if your social media, if it's people who you communicate with on Facebook or whatever, because one of my cousins, Facebook was taken over the other day. While I was on live, you heard me refer to it when I asked Myrna to tell my other cousin Ian that his Facebook page was hacked, because immediately the message that was sent to me, I knew that's not the way how my cousin communicated with me. So immediately I knew it was a scam. I spoke to him last night He's trying to deal with the issue with Facebook, what is quite tedious. But these are how there's so many scam Neville White morning. There are so many scammers out there. You have to be very, very careful. Be very careful. Don't open no link nobody sent to your phone. If it's a WhatsApp number where you're not used to, don't respond to them. Make them call you, but don't respond to them by text or open any link or whatever on your phone, because that's how they take over control. Don't click anything. Do not. Anything them send to your phone, don't open any link. It's not important. You're not fire brigade, ambulance, or police. So it's nothing emergency. Do not open it. It's how they take over your system, or how they get their code into your system to shut you down and to take over your devices, your social media accounts, your bank accounts, and all sorts. So be careful and be vigilant of these bastards. But do we have anything else on our agenda? Charlotte Longbridge, is it Scraptachi, Forever Young, User 99, Kathy, thank you all very much for supporting on TikTok. Whichever platform you're on, make sure you hit the like button. Over on Instagram, Jamaican Views, Jazz World Today. Oh my gosh, thank you for being here. I hope I have cleared up any misunderstanding that Miss Tala Samora may have this morning. And if she cannot take her issues to the Prime Minister, then the very next place is to take it to the Lord in prayer. Because we're not burden bearers, you see. But the state of the roads across our country is in a deplorable condition. Can the Prime Minister, with his $50 billion, manage to get it right in 9 months or less, Prime Minister? That is what makes it difficult for you, you know. You want to do a lot of things in a short space of time to convince the people to vote for you. Good luck with that, Prime Minister. Jamaican Carlos TV, Wagwan, bro. The country is in a mess. And this Prime Minister only have but 9 months to put it together. And every time the Prime Minister tries to raise its head, there's another knockback down. You pilferer, you looter, you shooter of the public budget. Everybody afraid of you, Prime Minister. Everybody see her come, hold on upon them purse and step the other side of the street. Because every year we hear about Andrew. Andrew mixed up in a thief. So it would only be natural if you're going down the street and see the Prime Minister coming, is to clutch your purse tightly and step over to the other side. You might never know what might happen to your purse if you pass the Prime Minister on the same side of the road. It's just natural. I'm just a natural thief. You can't help it. It's just a natural scammer. Because when he takes the leadership of the country and fail for the people who he appointed in government position, for those people to be accountable. Why you think so much on the Prime Minister under the probe for ill-gotten gains? Why do you think so much of you are under the probe? Hold on. No, I need to go into my WhatsApp to find the Christmas song. Backside. I never remember about to see the Christine. Hold on. Let me go into WhatsApp. The Prime Minister Joyride is in WhatsApp. Hold on there. Let us do a share screen. Let us do a share screen. So the minister, Prime Minister Sashvili. Oh, not that.
Dashing through the cash with scandals all the way. 28 bank accounts uncertified this day. Statutory life, 3 years without a stamp. Oh, what fun it is to see corruption in the camp. Baba 40 feet and we must go. Marconi is the man we need to make the country grow. Hey, Alibaba 40 feet, the people's way to go. Pack your bags, it's time to leave. Marconi's time is the roads are full of food. The schools are in despair. The funds are born, disappear, but Andrew doesn't care. He claims he is his right, while pockets overflow. But holding at the vision right to lead where we must go. Hey, Alibaba 43, Andrew stepped down. Mark will bring the justice back and feel a going bright. Hey, Alibaba 43, we're done with all its food. Golden air to light the way and be like our golden air to light the way and be like our Merry Christmas, Jamaica, and good riddance, Alibaba and the 43.
Good riddance, Ali. Prime Minister, the country awaits the back of you, Pauline Russell. The country awaits the back of this Prime Minister. This Prime Minister has failed miserably on everything, on promises, on trust, and integrity, and believability. Even Riley, the Prime Minister has failed miserably. It is why the Prime Minister's camp is disgruntled. The Prime Minister is in a war of positioning seats for the general election for some of the people that were kicked aside to install new people. There's war all over the Jamaica Labour Party camp. It has already spilled over on the street. It's just a matter of it turning a battle fight like what we would normally see in Tivoli Gardens, a battle fling out. It won't be long, Prime Minister. It certainly won't be long before a battle fling out ensued in the Jamaica Labour Party. Because you all can't stay still, that piggish mentality. But the truth is, the country deserves much better. The country Prime Minister deserves better than what you have to offer. The country deserves someone who wants to lead a country and not someone who wants to use the choppings of a country to enrich themselves, Prime Minister, but have not actually done the job of leadership for which we employed you. Can you not do it? Every we wake up, we hear say you get catch a thief. We hear say one hour get catch a thief. $3 trillion, Prime Minister. You thief $3 trillion. You have spent 50 billion power road, and you give few away $20,000. Thanks for the prosperity that never arrives, Prime Minister. If it did not arrive in 2 terms, do you believe the nation to trust you that it will arrive in the 3rd term, Prime Minister? That is not for me to answer. Ask yourself, Prime Minister, the question. If I did not deliver in 2, can I deliver in 1? Thank you very much, hey, for being here this morning. I wonder if I'm going to have any disgrace come. Oh, yes, there could be disgrace coming tomorrow. Couldn't there be? Reports, Prime Minister, looting and shooting. We sit down and wait tightly. Because if you think to say, your burden, the Lord can't help you. And that me have to tell you this morning, Prime Minister. Not even the Lord can help you. Because you're burdened way too much. Once again, hit the link in the top of the chat and make sure you subscribe to Debbie Jarvis TV. Let me see how much I want to subscribe before me go. Will not irritate me, people. Every day we come out, I come work full now, but I feel quarrel with enough for the support. And I know that sometimes I wake up peaceful and I know the problem, but I don't push the problem for me. And I know if I don't push the problem, me can't avoid it. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. And stop pushing the problem. And I know if we don't push the problem, we can't help but react to the problem. All right? Can you all subscribe to Debbie Jarvis now, please? If you have not yet done so, make sure you go over, hit the subscription button, and you hit the little bell next to it. And then when it gives you that drop-down box option, you hit the one that says all. And when you're subscribing to any channel and you want to receive a notification on all contents, what you do, you touch the little bell. When it gives you the drop-down box, you tick the bit that you touch the bit that says all. It means everything we put out, you'll get a notification. Long video, short video, live, whatever we put out, you will get a notification. So make sure, if you're not getting notification from us, touch the bell. Joan Walden. Touch the bell. It will give you about 3 to 4 drop-down boxes. And then you're going to hit the one that says all. Any content we put out, you will get a notification. So if you are not getting notification, it means that you have not done the right thing on your notification bell. All right? And make sure you subscribe. But I can't take a stubbornness and the quarreling and the problem. But if you don't bring it on, I saw it go. But support the thing, man. Support the thing. We do the work to keep you informed. We do the work so government can continue to keep you docile. We do the work because we don't want government to come promise last year, this year, and next year the same promises. We have to use with voice and social media to hold them to account and call them out. We couldn't go turn a blind eye and go do master 9 to 5 and take the abuse in a master work, But we have a people thing about what we want to make sure that knowledge is not hidden from you. So if you want to support the work that we do, by liking and sharing, so the message gets far and wide and more Jamaicans are aware of them rights and aware of the do's and the don'ts and the don't do them government not doing. So support the program. Otherwise, we have to left the business and go work for the slave master, or we're going to have to left and go behave like them lot over TikTok, or otherwise just mind people business and carry on, because that makes money, you see, Jamaica. You see, me, we have 3 monetized YouTube channel. You see, if me was a money art, if me never have my art and soul in it and this for the people, hey, more than that, we could have dance, go on this channel today, dance, and more than amass thousands of people, because people love fuckery, beg your pardon, for the expressive expletive. But this is what drives revenue and support over social media. I would rather go and work the 9 to 5 rather than have to come dance, go with my old limbs them to earn. So when we say support the program, we don't support the program because we choose to do this because of you. We could not do idle content where bring me a lot. Trust me. If media do the mix up and the brag and the bag and the mind of the business and the entertainment, those are the bullshit that people love. But it's a bigger picture than that, my people. We are going to party and dance our way into destruction. We have been partying and dancing forever. And we're even afraid to walk in our country. We can't sit down in our yard and do live anymore. Rather is it that we may mix up in something, or people may just bad mind with the little success or the whatever. It's the second time we see shooting live on TikTok with we very Jamaicans there. So me now they go create them content there. All right, me know. So the content that me create put risk to me because politicians like you call them name and they will kill your politician and businessman. But if me have to put the life on the line that way there, then I don't have a problem with that because that's the social justice side of me. But me now they go trouble the thinky crab lost them. No, sir. Not in them something there. Anyway, thank you all for being here this morning on the Global Television Group. It's lovely to have your support. Even Miss Starla Samara, who brand me as another dirty PNP, you see. Oh gosh. Miss Samara said another dirty PNP. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here this morning. It's lovely to have your support. Thanks to those on Instagram, to those on TikTok, and to you on YouTube and all 3 channels. Thank you very much. Good morning and good afternoon from the Global Television Group.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.